And welcome, everyone. This is Magic Drive Time. Man, do we have a show for you. In a matter of about 30 seconds, I'm going to be joined by the great Penny Hardaway, who is in Central Florida and being inducted into the Magic Hall of Fame. The inaugural Magic Hall of Fame class was Pat Williams and Nick Anderson. Then it was the great Shaquille O'Neal. And then it was Mr. DeVos last year going into the Magic Hall of Fame. This year, it'll be a one Penny Hardaway. And without further ado, let's bring in the man of the hour, the man of the day. He is Penny Hardaway.
It's always good coming back to Orlando. Always bringing back good memories every time I step off that plane. From when I first came in for the first workout until the day I walked in after I got drafted. So today, it means a lot because I'm being recognized by a great organization. Everything comes into play, man. It's just an honor to be in the Magic Hall of Fame.
The story of Penny Hardaway begins at the end of the 1992-93 season when the Orlando Magic fell short of making the playoffs. Thus, the team returned to the NBA lottery. But with only one out of the 66 lottery balls, they were guaranteed the 11th pick. But fate would have a different plan.
Second pick in the 1993 NBA draft goes to the Philadelphia 76ers. Unbelievable. And believe it or not, the first pick in the 1993 NBA draft goes to the Orlando Magic.
Now the organization had to decide who to select with the number one pick.
You look at the talent that was available, and Chris Webber was obvious, the number one talent. You already had the big fella. First thing you have to say, you have really two inside players and know the game. You know, say, well, I don't think that's going to work.
Would it be fan favorite Chris Webber or a high-flying unknown talent from Memphis State named Anthony Penny Hardaway? The seeds of influence would be planted early in Hollywood.
When I met Penny in L.A., when I was filming Blue Chips, I didn't know who he was. And they said that he probably was going to be the third pick. And then we got the ball on the first pick. And then I had a conversation with John. I said, John, I've been playing with this kid, Penny, Anthony Hardaway, and they were calling us the next Magic and Kareem in the summer league that we were playing in. So I said, you got to make a move to get this guy.
The Magic may have found a solution to their draft dilemma out west with Don Nelson and the Golden State Warriors.
The Warriors were just aggressive to get a big guy. They would have been happy. Webber, fine. Sean Bradley from BYU. In order to get one of them, they were willing to draft Hardaway for us at 3 and throw in 3 future first-round picks for us. I mean, that was a huge package.
With the first pick in the 1993 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Chris Webber from the University of Michigan.
So we took Webber. Our fans were ecstatic. Boy, there was joy in Magic Land. The worrisome piece, if Philly had taken Hardaway, you know, the whole thing was off. But they took Bradley, and then at 3.
With the third pick in the 1993 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Anthony Hardaway from Memphis State University.
But then, you know, when the commissioner walks up and says,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to report a trade. Orlando has traded the draft rights to Chris Webber to Golden State in exchange for the draft rights to Anthony Hardaway and 3 future first-round draft picks.
I came out holding a big Penny Hardaway cutout. I was booed. You know, they were not happy, and anything I said really didn't appease our fans. So finally I said, well, folks, your boos will turn to cheers when Penny Hardaway arrives here.
though he was a star at Memphis, a lot of people, he wasn't really a household name. They traded the rights to Chris Webber to land this long, lanky kid from Memphis. And, of course, the rest is Magic Hall of Fame history.
With the addition of Anthony Hardaway in the 1993 draft, expectations for the Magic ran high, but Penny looked forward to the challenge.
Well, you always feel pressure. I know I felt pressure because when you go in the top 3, you're expected to do big things for that team right away that you get drafted to.
Oh, Hardaway just blows by.
I wanted the pressure because that's how I've always pushed myself to be the best every time that I'm out there on the floor.
Shaq double teamed out to Penny. Three-point shot is good. Penny Hardaway drills a 3. Is that a big shot by the rookie or what?
He earned a spot on the NBA All-Rookie team, and he was runner-up for Rookie of the Year. More importantly, the Magic would make their first appearance into the playoffs. They would fall to the Indiana Pacers, but the foundation was now set for a bright future. In the summer of 1994, the Magic traded Scott Skiles for cap space and welcomed free agents Horace Grant and Brian Shaw to the team. Now fully loaded, the Orlando Magic were poised to take their season to the next level. And nowhere was this more evident than on their home floor.
Broke up. Out of 2, he lost it. Here's Hardaway racing the clock, and he Magic leading by 2 with 7/10 of a second remaining.
We definitely protected home court. We took pride in winning at home. And it was because of the fans, man. The building was jam-packed. It was the loudest building that we had played at. So we had a home, we really had a 6-man. The home court was definitely big for us.
They returned to the playoffs for the second season in a row, and their first opponent, the Boston Celtics.
The Boston series was kind of weird because we felt like we were just going to smash and just sweep them. And we came out, and I think we beat them like 30-something the first game. Game 2 here at home, we lose. So now we got to go win 2 games in the Boston Garden.
Lost it on the way up, got it back, it was poked. Now Nick takes the 3, makes the 3! That ties the game, and Boston takes timeout.
We go in there and win 2 games back-to-back, and my block.
Here's Dominique for the shoot, rejected Hardaway! And the Magic have the ball, 27 seconds left.
And then Shaq's dunk, put back after Dennis's missed 3. That sealed the deal.
The biggest thing was winning the first round of the playoffs against Boston. You could kind of see the weight of the world lifted off everybody's shoulders because we hadn't won a playoff game prior to that point. And when we won that series, then we just played very loose and very free.
Bulls were so dominant before Michael retired. And then when Michael came back, that was the year he came back, everyone just anointed them to be the champs again. Like, hey, Michael's back, the Bulls are gonna win again. That series was a 6-game series, the steal.
Two coaches will inbound it. Jordan takes it. Anderson's there with him. Anderson trying to steal it. Jordan dribbles around him. Clock is down to 12, and Anderson stole the ball. Hardaway picks it up. 2-on-1. Penny bounced past the Grant. He does it. 6.2 seconds to go.
It's unfair that people say, oh, he wasn't the real Michael Jordan, whatever that means. He wasn't the real Michael Jordan. He didn't play a full season. He didn't wear 23, he wore 45. It was great. And like I won a lot of bets, trivial bets. Who was the last team to beat the Bulls in the playoffs? Nobody knows. Oh, nobody. Like, yes, the Orlando Magic, 94, 95. Like, oh yeah, you guys did beat them. But it don't count because he had number 45.
But the victories did count as they won the series 4-2 and moved on to face the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Pacers were fully loaded. That series went to 7.
The crowd standing and cheering, and they may not sit down till Wednesday when Houston comes in here for Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Everybody just wanted to get to the finals. I don't think I personally set my goals high enough. But it actually taught me a valuable lesson on how to really win championship. Because I remember after we beat the Bulls, everybody like, we made it to the finals. But Houston wasn't. Houston was like, we got to win.
And we're ready to go. The opening tip controlled by Houston. It's Magic time in the NBA Finals from the Orlando Arena.
Got off to this tremendous start in Game 1 against Houston. Had him on the ropes.
And then they made a run before the end of the half, and then there was a dogfight from that point on.
It's 3 in a row. You want to make sure you just get it up there, and it's too hard off the back iron. And the reaction of Nick Anderson, knowing that if he had just made one of those, it would have given the Magic a hammerlock on this game. The Magic trailing Houston 118-115. Scott still looking, can't find an open man. Now gets it to Shaq, back to Scott. He lets it fly for 3. It's good! It's good with 5.5 seconds to go. We're tied at 118. Drexler puts the ball on Anderson. The finger roll, the kick by Elijah.
Let him off the ropes, and, well, enough's been said about that first game. That'll remain in memory forever.
The Orlando Magic's Cinderella story ended as the Houston Rockets went on to become the NBA champions.
Man, us losing that series, to this day, I don't even know if the Rockets know how they won it.
The next season, the Magic had only one goal, get back to the NBA Finals. But their mission seemed like it was derailed in the preseason.
And we're playing preseason, and Shaq gets his thumb broke. You know, can the Magic hold on? And it was really the first time Shaq's not there. Penny was like, wait a minute, you know, there's no holding on here. You know, we got a goal. We're getting back to the NBA Finals. And he just put the team on his shoulders and carried us.
Hardaway spins on Michael, and he hits.
When Shaq was out, I want to say, was it 22 games or so with that broken hand? Penny Hardaway showed the world what type of player he was. The way that he stepped up his game just elevated.
Lead street from Horst. Hardaway splits, fires it up, good. 1.2 left, and the Magic lead.
He had to be really good for us to go 17-5. I think you could argue he was the best player in the NBA through the first 22 games this season.
The team returned to the playoffs and coasted through the first 2 rounds before being swept by the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now the Magic entered into a crucial moment in team history, trying to re-sign Shaquille O'Neal.
As a youngster, especially when you come in so quick and they say, oh, he's MVP candidate, he's one of the greatest big men already, top 50, but he hasn't won a championship. So now it's in my head, hey, I got to win, and I got to win now.
We went to the Olympics in Atlanta in '96, and I can remember, because we practiced here at Disney, and the papers were saying that we shouldn't pay Shaq because of his free throw shooting. And I was like, are you kidding me? This guy's the most dominant guy in the league. You have to pay him. And it just seemed like the more that they wrote articles on to not pay him, the angrier he got, and it gave the Lakers an opportunity to come in and kind of sway him to go to LA.
You know, I felt at the time that it was the best decision for me, but I strongly believe that if we would have stayed together, we could have at least got 1 or 2, easily.
With Shaq in Hollywood, there was no doubt it was Penny Hardaway's team.
When Shaq left, I knew what it was about. I knew I was going to have to score more. I knew I was going to have to do more things because Shaq just made everything so much easier. You know, he drew a double team every night, so a guy was automatically open every night. It went from that to everybody being covered. And even though I was drawing a double team, it still wasn't the same with having Shaq and myself on the floor.
The mounting pressure to keep the team in the upper echelon of the NBA caused a rift between the players and coach and led to head coach Brian Hill being replaced by assistant coach Richie Adubato for the remainder of the 1996-97 season. The Magic would make the playoffs and face the Miami Heat.
I still had a pretty good season, but in the playoffs, we knew we weren't as dominant, and we ended up playing the Heat. And the first 2 games, they blew us out. Third game, come back home, we're losing by like 12 to 15, and then Ronnie Cycli goes down with a broken foot, and then I had to throw on the cape.
Take the ball right out. Morning turned it over. Hardaway won't miss that.
He had 40 both nights. Miami Heat's no slouch. They were known for their toughness and defense. For this guy to get 40 on 2 different nights in the playoff, hey, man, I'll let you know right there, that's not easy.
I fed off the crowd so much because they had so much energy. Those 2 nights, it was just like an out-of-body experience, really. It's like I couldn't miss. I look back at those tapes sometimes and like, man, the moves that I was making, like, yeah, I was feeling it that night. And we won the next 2 games and lost a tough game 5 in Miami.
Penny would undergo knee surgery during the 1997-98 campaign and was only able to play 19 games. The following lockout season would be his last in a Magic uniform, after the Magic were defeated by the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round. He entered free agency that summer and had a very difficult decision.
Well, Jason and I have been friends for a while, and him knowing that I'm negotiating and he's looking at it like how I was looking at Shaq's contract, like, this might not happen for him to sign back there. Let me make a call. He made a call and said, hey, what do you think about coming to Phoenix? And at the time, I was already thinking about leaving, and it was like, why wouldn't I want to go play with who I thought was the best point guard, you know, in the league as well, a guy that was unselfish. I said, okay, we could be a really good backcourt. Made the decision to leave to go to Phoenix to play with him. When I went to Phoenix, I had 1 good year, and then I got injured again. And I tried to come back from that, and I never was myself. And from that point on, everything was just a blur, because I never got back to the promise that I had when I was here in Orlando. I had 4 more knee surgeries after I left Orlando, and I could never get back.
When I was playing, I acknowledged every veteran or legend that came through, that played for the Magic, that didn't play for the Magic, that everybody that I saw, I walked up to and said, thank you, I appreciate it. You know, when you're young, you're thinking you're gonna be young forever. Never thought that I would be getting to the point where I'm going to the arena to be acknowledged. And then the young guys are going, who is that?
God works in mysterious ways, and I pray for certain things, and so when I saw Coach Hill, hey, what's up, B? How you doing, man? I was shocked, and I was like, okay, God, you're working it now. We haven't talked since the day that he was fired here. You know, we haven't talked. I haven't seen him. We haven't talked. So today was the first day since.
You doing all right, man?
I'm doing great.
Great to see you. I'm doing good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And look at these.
Excuse me, important people coming through.
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, B?
Good to see you, man.
What's up, see you?
What's up, boy? You all right? Hey. How you doing? Good to see you guys.
Happy for you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Orlando is home. You know, I'm identified with the Magic, with the city of Orlando. I mean, the history of this team will always have me and Shaq all over it, and I'm proud of that because it is a second home.
Today, we are happy to announce our newest member of the Orlando Magic Hall of Fame, Penny Hardaway. So, Penny, will you join me here to help unveil your newest entrance into the Orlando Magic Hall of Fame?
Nice. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Very nice. Coming here today brought back a lot of emotions. Brought back a lot of great emotions about being drafted here, having a great 6 years here. Everybody knows that when you identify with me, you identify me with the Orlando Magic, no matter what other teams that I play for. And I'm so thankful to the DeVos family for taking a chance on me, for John Gabriel for believing in me, for my teammates always having my back. But I'll go even further than that. I think I was blessed to have a coaching staff that let me play my game. B. Hill was a guy that he put me in the post. He allowed me to post up when it wasn't really heard of a point guard posting up. So I want to acknowledge him because I was shocked to see him here today, and I really appreciate him for being here because he was a huge part of my success while I was here. And that's never been said, but I've always believed it.
The one thing that I wanted to get off my chest before I passed away, before he left or I left, for him to know that. If we would have talked a long time ago, everything would have been okay, but we never talked. My biggest thing was I always wanted to see him face to face, to tell him that, and to let him know how much I really appreciated him. And hopefully today he understands that more now.
I had some great years here in Orlando, coached some great teams, and he was a huge part of that. We wouldn't have had the success that we had if it hadn't been for Penny Hardaway, along with Shaquille and Nick and Dennis and, you know, all the other teammates. For me, it'd be very small of me if I didn't show up for a former player of mine that was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And, you know, I don't hold any grudges against Penny. It's part of basketball. It's part of coaching in this business as a head coach, and you know, he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, and I was proud of his accomplishment, and I just thought it was fitting for me to be there.
It's just an honor to be in the Hall of Fame. I'll be able to bring my kids here to be able to see that. It just shows to the work that I did ever since I was young, wanting to live a dream to be in the NBA. Didn't know it was going to be this great. God blessed me with a great talent, and I just tried to showcase it. But I'm so humble today, and I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah, oh man, I had a great day. This is awesome, man. I appreciate you guys.
Magic fans, turn your attention to center court and welcome Orlando Magic CEO Alex Martins and Orlando Magic legend Penny Hardaway. Earlier today, the Orlando Magic inducted NBA legend Penny Hardaway into the Orlando Magic Hall of Fame.
It's been like, to see you there today, it meant a lot because, you know, all the stuff that happened, man, it meant a lot to me. When I saw you there, it made everything go way easier. And then I wanted to let you know, from my point of view of how I really felt about what you did for my career, because it was a team effort. So, yeah, man, we had an unbelievable team. Every time I look at that, man, it's crazy. It was great. Because, first of all, you get inducted into the Magic Hall of Fame. They're acknowledging my effort and talents while I was here.
Point to shoot. Hardaway beats 1, 2, let it go, good! 1.6 left. He hammers it home, and the Magic lead by 2.
To see the people, the old faces, and Coach Hill, and a lot of the media, and Jeff Turner, and David Steele, and Nick Anderson, it just gave me chills and goosebumps because it just took me back to when I was here in the 90s, and it couldn't have gone any better.
Peace.